Happy Taco Tuesday! We are doing a pre-recorded today because my children's sleep schedules have been a little wild. So in case it went off this evening, I wanted to go ahead and have a video ready for you guys. So we are going to talk about the seedlings line with Young Living and what to use with babies, as well as how the seedlings line you might want to use as an adult too. So there's some hacks, there's some things that we can talk about, and I just kind of want to dive right in. So when it comes to babies, first and foremost, know better, do better. I did not do any of the things that I'm about to talk to you about with my firstborn. Did several of them with my second, doing all of them with my third. So as I've learned and changed, I have evolved and gotten more information, and I've made the changes that I've needed to make, or done things differently as my family has needed. So just wanted to put that out there from the beginning, that I don't do things perfectly. I don't do things even really well, even sometimes. And so as a mom, we have all these opportunities to beat ourselves up about things, but let's just learn and grow together and make the changes that we can as we go. So, little tidbit, this is not part of my notes at all, but I'm going to tell you, I just finished reading the book Let Them Eat Dirt, and it's nonfiction. It's scientific information, which I know is not really a lot of people's fortes, but I loved it. And it is my forte. I do like things like that I feel like a lot of times if I'm going to read, I want to learn something from it. I don't do fiction very well, just a personal opinion. But I just finished reading it, and it was very fascinating. It talks a lot about what your kid's microbiome and their gut, and the gut of the mom, and how that affects things and change things, even pre-pregnancy, pregnant, post-pregnancy, breastfeeding, all those things. There's so many things that I wish that I had known before my first 3 kids. And so there's a lot of things that I'm like, I wish I'd known that, but I don't now. But moving on. So that's what I'm saying when I say take this information, grow from it, learn from it, share it with somebody. If you've passed this season, share it with somebody that might benefit from it. And we just grow, So there's nothing we can do about the changes or things that we didn't do in the past. So let's just move forward with it. So the biggest thing when it comes to babies and products is that think of their skin. So our skin, everyone's skin, is the largest organ on your body. Anything that goes on it goes in it, okay? So the things that you are putting all over your body, your head, your face, your makeup, your lotions, anything that you are putting on your skin is being absorbed into your body, into your organs. It is affecting all of those things. So for that reason, the more that I've done research and the more that we've changed out things in our home, the more that I see how much this plays a role into our whole body. And so even more so, that affects babies. They're smaller. They have, their liver is smaller. The things that are pushing out toxins is being worked even more so, and so when we take things into our bodies, our body has this excellent process. God made it so cool that he allows our bodies to flush out, a lot of times, through like fecal matter, through using the bathroom, things like that. We're able to flush out toxins. But if you have already overloaded your body with other toxins that you're putting on with products, then your liver is getting overworked and your body is getting overworked, and it can only take on so much. There's a thing called bioaccumulation, where your body can flush out toxins, but at some point it can't keep up and it starts to accumulate. And when you get an accumulation of these toxins and things like that we find in a lot of our products and a lot of our foods, that's when you start to see health issues come up and situations that require medical attention. And so if we can be proactive from the get-go about things that we're putting on and in our bodies, then we can avoid hopefully a lot of those things, things that are in the world. And when we run errands and we use a public restroom and there's not good soap, or we're other people's houses and we're using things that they have, so be it. But when you're in your own home, try to work towards making changes that are going to benefit your whole body and your whole family. So that is my beginning spiel. But think about the babies. Think about your little kiddos, your toddlers, your small ones that have smaller immune systems, smaller livers, smaller bodies that are intaking a lot of things that we as adults even put on ourselves. well, I'll get into all of it, but I was just going to briefly run over a couple ingredients to watch for in your baby kiddo products that you want to avoid. So just think about your skin and the things that are on it and in it, things that are touching them all day long or on them for extended periods of time. Perfume fragrance, huge one. That you're going to find across the board in almost every single product that you look at. They want it to smell good. They want it to smell clean. They want it to smell like a baby. They want it to smell like powder. If it's not a quality product, you just don't go with it. If you see perfume or fragrance, it is a catch-all word for thousands of other products or other ingredients that they don't have to say what it is. So a perfume is considered like quintessential to that company. So they don't have to label what's in their perfume. It's like, oh, this is what our signature smell is. We're not going to share it with you so that you don't replicate it, but we're also not going to tell you what's in it. If you've ever seen the documentary Stink, you'll know why. If you have not seen the documentary Stink on Netflix, I highly recommend you do it. It's fascinating about the different smells and things that are in stuff. But perfume, fragrance, just don't go with it. It can cause headaches. It can cause nausea. It's a known endocrine disruptor. And a lot of these things that we're talking about too, babies can't tell you that they're having issues with this stuff. You know, we have a higher increase of skin issues, problems with gut, that sort of thing. And yet a lot of times we don't look at what some gut or what some root issues can be. So if you can avoid them, then avoid them. Perfume, fragrance, ditch them to the curb. Propylene glycol. Some of them are even hard to say. If it's hard to say, chuck it. Propylene glycol is another one. It helps create the soft, sleek consistency that you get in like styling gels and shampoos and conditioners, things like that. But their active ingredients is antifreeze. Yes, antifreeze, which in direct contact with you can cause brain, liver, kidney abnormalities. The EPA requires people that work with it to wear protective gloves and clothing and goggles. And yet the FDA says it's safe for food products. So there's that. Phthalates and parabens, you've probably heard about this one a lot. A lot of companies, I'll walk through the Target aisles, will be like, we're paraben free, we're phthalate free. And you're like, wonderful. Be careful. This is called greenwashing. Greenwashing is when a product is like, we're paraben free. Awesome. We look amazing. You make it think, oh, we have essential oils in our products. Oh, we are organic. Doesn't mean that it's quality. Look at the back of the box, the back of the bottle, and check the ingredients. Because they still might have fragrance or perfume. Just because they're saying they don't have this item doesn't mean that they don't have another item. They're just pushing what they want you to see. And so just become very used to looking at ingredients, food or products otherwise. So phthalates and parabens, I don't say that 5 times fast, and there's your tongue twister for the day. So those are things you want to watch for. They are known endocrine disruptors. They can disrupt sperm count as well. So we're not just talking about females and babies. We're talking about fellas too. It can create early onset puberty and also increase fat production. So those things alone, early onset puberty is another reason I want to make sure it is not in my kiddos' products to the best of my ability. I'm not perfect, remember? I want to make sure that's not in my kiddos' products because I don't want them to have to start puberty any earlier than necessary. So, parabens, phthalates, get them out. Phosphates, that's another huge one. It's often used in water softening, like minerals. It's a fertilizer. It acts as a fertilizer in water, but it's hazardous to consumers as well as for marine life, things like that. At high amounts, it's toxic in your water. It can deplete oxygen levels. You don't want it. That's another one. Just don't want it. Sulfates, that's another one that you'll see a lot on bottles when they're trying to greenwash, saying we don't have sulfates in our shampoo. Fantastic, but what do you have in your shampoo? So it's hair care's number one thing. It's a combination of other chemicals with words that you don't need to know, but it's a deadly class of carcinogens. Okay, this is sulfates. We're talking about carcinogens. Exposure to it can cause eye damage, depression, diarrhea, many other ailments. And like I said, they're not going to say that this causes these things because, oh, you're just using it one time. Well, if you wash your hair every day, if you give your child a bath every day, if you're putting lotion on them every night, then it's not just a one-time deal anymore. It's become something you use daily, maybe multiple times a day. In the winter, you might be putting lotion on 1, 2, 3, 4 times a day. You might be putting chapstick on multiple times a day. So there's things that like, oh yeah, this isn't harmful. Sulfates aren't bad. Parabens are okay. Like, it's not a big deal. You're not like drinking them. Yes, but if you're using them multiple times a day, your body is constantly trying to flush those out. And like we talked about with bioaccumulation, your body is constantly trying to get like all this other junk and product out of you. It can't get out the toxins from like your normal eating and drinking that they need to get out. So things start to accumulate. That's when we start seeing problems. So those are like some of the main ingredients you want to try to ditch if you can. Go check under your, I love that there's food on me. Signs that you're a mom. Those are things you want to watch for in your products, and try to start making some swap outs as you can and as you're able. As you finish one thing, start on something else, okay? So I'm going to go through the Seedlings line with Young Living. I have a lot of their products. Some of them I haven't used, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But they have an entire line called Seedlings, which is specifically for babies. It's awesome. They're wonderful. They smell fantastic. And you'll find as we go through all of these, almost all of them have the same oils in them, for lots of reasons. They're relaxing oils. They also smell really good. They're mild, because you want something like that on your baby's skin. And so all these kind of go and work together so that when you use all of them in conjunction, then you have one like amazing heavenly smelling child, and not like 5 different things that you've put on them that smell weird together. So let's jump into those, the Seedlings line. And they're not just for adults. I've used them too, so I'm going to talk about that. Diaper rash cream. If you've ever had a baby with a diaper rash, you know this is important. I did a whole study when we did our ditch and switch about the products or the ingredients that can be found in diaper rash creams that are not excellent to have on your kid's skin, especially in sensitive areas like they normally go in. So I love Young Livings. We've probably gone through, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 of these in the last year and a half or 2 of Young Living's diaper rash cream. It's thick, which I love. It stays on really well. It really does help the healing process. It's got lavender in it, which if any of you all have used lavender, most everyone watching has, you know the powerful benefits of it for your skin and for the healing process and how it supports that. So it has lavender in it, helichrysum. Whoa, big one. I did not realize that until I was drinking this up last night. I was like, this has helichrysum in it? That is a super pricey oil, which helps with like cell regeneration, supporting those kinds of things. I probably can't say all the things that it's good for, but you should look it up. Helichrysum in the diaper rash cream. Lavender, you know it, love it, you think it's awesome. And German chamomile, really mild oil for that. A hack for this that I'd forgotten that we had is that people that have like bags under their eyes, I know have put it on there and at night, and has been beneficial for that. So diaper rash cream, love it. The lotion smells heavenly. I personally love to put it on my baby because then I just wipe it on my hands afterwards. And I know a lot of people have found like lotions that are high quality are either super thick, they don't rub in very well, they're white, things of that nature. And so this is not one of those. These is a really smooth one. It soaks in really well. It's not insanely thick. You can see like how well it goes on. And again, same kind of smells as the other. You've got geranium, you've got German chamomile. It's also got cocoa butter, mango butter. It absorbs really well and it smells amazing. So same oils in the lotion that you'll find in the Seedlings Baby Wash and Shampoo. It's an all-in-one. So pairing them together, they're going to smell really great after the bath. There's lots of hacks for all of Young Living's things that help them last longer. All their shampoos, conditioners, body washes, all of those things, even the kids line. There's a Kids Sense line for like older kids. Seedlings line is for the baby. You can take a third of it and put it into like a foam pump container or a regular pump container, but I think I prefer personally the foam pumps. Take a third of it and put it in a foam pump, fill the rest with some water. You can add like a little bit of like almond oil or jojoba oil or something just for a softening effect if you'd like, but really you just need a third of this and then fill the rest with water. It will last so much longer, but you really only need 1 pump anyways. So a great hack for this is to dilute it and make it last longer. Really get your money's worth. I have done that multiple occasions with my shampoo and or my soaps and things like that. So wipes, I don't have those at the moment with me, but I've had them before and I love them. They smell fantastic. They have a lot of uses, not just for your baby's bum. But I saw online a lot of people, they are long, like they're like your typical width of a wipe, but they are like really long. And so a lot of people cut them in half, like take the whole stack and just cut them in half. So you have like one really long, like half piece, to make them last longer, which I thought was an excellent plan because the pack is, I can't remember how many's in the pack and I didn't write that down. I want to say like 50. Does that sound right? Maybe 50 in the pack. But they smell fantastic. Obviously you can use them as a wipe, but the biggest hack for this one, a lot of people use them as their dryer sheet, which is really fun. Just toss them in the dryer. Since dryer sheets are so toxic, ditch those, please. They also can be used as makeup removers. I have used it for that before too. If you are traveling or something, just take a pack of those, use it as your makeup wipe off. And my favorite way to use it when we had them, when my son was super tiny, or not tiny, just as a baby, he's more of a toddler. We just graduated to toddler recently, is use them for wipe downs. Like, I just gave you a bath, but somehow you just exploded again, or I just gave you a bath and then you ate food and now it's all in your hair, but I don't want to give you another bath. So it smells so delicious. It smells like they just took a bath again. So I use it, I'd wipe off his body because I know that there's safe things in it, including all the same oils as earlier. I was going to tell you what those were. I think it's lavender, coriander, bergamot, ylang, and geranium. Those are the 5 oils that are pretty much in every one of the seedling products so that they kind of smell and go together, which smells heavenly. So I'll say those again: lavender, coriander, bergamot, ylang, and geranium. So the wipes have those in it. They're hyperallergenic. There's no alcohol in them, which is huge. I don't know if you've ever read studies or things about how wipes, like if a baby has a diaper rash, you don't want to use wipes on them. I found this out a couple years ago when I was researching things. I was like, what? I never knew that. But when a baby has diaper rash, you don't normally want to use wipes on it because like the alcohol and things in the wipes can make it worse. You kind of just want to let it air dry. But with Young Living's wipe, they don't use alcohol. They use aloe vera. Same with their antibacterials, which is fantastic because it doesn't dry out the skin. It actually helps nourish it. So that's why it's great as a makeup remover too, and just on the skin in general. So as an adult, get them as a dryer sheet, as a little wipe down thing, as a makeup remover, cut them in half, make them last longer. They're wipes. They're awesome. And people are obsessed with them. I feel like they go in and out of stock a lot. You kind of have to watch and see, and then people will stock up on them when they come. The next 2 I do not have: the baby oil and the linen spray, and I'll tell you why. So those have the exact same 5 oils in them: lavender, geranium, bergamot, coriander, and ylang. So the baby oil is like a really appropriately diluted for a baby. Obviously it's intended for them, so they dilute it in that way. And it's really mild, and that can go on their skin as an oil just to kind of rub down or to give them like a massage, something like that, which I tend to do with the lotion. I do the massages with that. And the linen spray, same 5 oils, everything connects, to spray like their bedding down or their clothes down to like bring on that like relaxing, sleepy time support kind of thing. And so those 2 things I haven't bought because I can make them myself. And if you've been around long enough, you know that I love to be thrifty, and if I can DIY it myself, I'm probably going to make it myself. So linen sprays I love to make in a little 2-ounce spray bottle with about 12 to 15 drops, and then the rest either high proof alcohol or water, and shake it and spray around. So the linen spray and the baby oil are really great. I've heard awesome things. I've smelled them and used them when I went to convention. I smelled them, but I don't personally use those, but they coordinate really well with their stuff. Calm oil, it's a cheap oil. It just came out like a year and a half ago. I think it's about $13. It's a great oil for sleep support and the kiddos diffusers. And it has all of the other oils from upstairs in it, or from the other things that we've talked about already. But it's a great one to get for your kiddos' room, as well as Gentle Baby, just a general lavender, Roman chamomile. We have several that we kind of work around between. And all of those go great in Feather the Owl Diffuser. So I don't know if you've seen Young Living has a kids lineup. I'm going to go over these briefly in just a second, of kids oils that are diluted, and it comes with Feather the Owl Diffuser. So we have like an own little like kids starter set, babies, like a baby and kids starter set. And so the little Feather the Owl diffuser is We love it. So it's in both, like one of my kids' rooms they share, and the other one is the baby, and he has his own room. But both rooms have the Feather the Owl, acts as a sound machine, acts as the nightlight, acts as the diffuser. 3-in-1, fantastic on a shelf. So okay, so that's seedlings. So that's the whole seedlings line. You can use the baby lotion. I love the smell of it. Use it on yourself. I've even used in the shower the seedlings shampoo and conditioner on myself when I'm shaving my legs or when I'm doing something like that. I grab this one just as much. I kind of just swap around for whatever I use, what's around. Dye brush cream, the wipes, use it for yourself, gift it to someone who may not know the pros and cons of having good care for their baby. If you want to just give them an introduction to like, hey, this is what a toxin-free product could be like for your baby, and it smells amazing. So here we go. A couple other quick things I was going to go over that when it comes to babies, you might want to do some consideration with. Detergents. This is one of those that I wish I'd known the first time around. For me, Dreft was like the epitome of the baby smell. Like you smelled it, it brought you back to those memories of like having a newborn. Did not know till baby number 2 when I used the app, the Think Dirty app, to scan and see what ingredients are in products. Dreft was like a number 10, which is like 0 is fantastic, great to use, 10 is like the worst you could do. Dreft was like a 9 or 10. I was like, what? This is what they formulated for babies for detergent? I could not believe it. And so I was shocked. I was so shocked. But also at that point, not surprised, because a lot of things that are considered safe for babies by the FDA is not, they don't care as much as they act like they do. I hate to be the one to say that. But detergent, ditch the Dreft. I use Young Living's Thieves detergent, but you can also, there's a lot of great options out there. I used to make my own for a while. You can do liquid, you could do powder with borax. Like there's so many great options to just make your own that is so much cheaper and way healthier for your skin. Think of things that are touching your body all day long. Lotions, your clothing are touching your body all day, especially when you're a baby. Smells that are overwhelming like that come from like detergents, it's a lot for their little lungs to take in. It's a lot for them to be smelling, and they can't tell you that they have a headache from it or that it's affecting them. So I actually have gone somewhere before where my kids had used like a what is that, bib that was like a cloth bib, and I didn't bring one, so they put one on. And that night my child had a rash on the back of their neck. I was like, what is that from? That's so random. And I realized it had been from the detergent that they'd used on the bib. So once you start to ditch things, your body just starts to recognize what affects it and what doesn't. So that was huge for me to see that one time after we had already ditch detergent. So detergents, think about it. Cleaning, what you clean with. What is your baby rolling around on the floor on? What are you cleaning and is sprayed into the air that they're breathing deeply down into their lungs? Think about things that you are using on your floors and your windows and spraying around the house. We use Thieves Cleaner. It's safe. I even, as with my newborns, I had them strapped to me while cleaning bathrooms, and that is huge. So not only is it safe for them to be breathing in, it's actually got some immune support to it. And so that is another huge benefit for swapping out to Thieves as a detergent. Not to mention you only need 1 bottle and it lasts forever, and it's way super cost effective. But it's actually more supporting your immune system at the same time. But I'll use it on the floors so that, my son will regularly like lick food off the floor. It's not unusual. Savage, I agree, but it happens. But I'm like, well, at least I know there's not toxic chemicals on the floor that he's lapping up. Germs, probably, maybe. There's all kinds of other things, but chemicals is not one of them. So I love the cleaners. And then last thing is teething. In my Ditch and Switch highlights on Instagram, I also talked a while back about the different ingredients that can be found in teething pastes and their pros and cons. You can think what you want about it, do your own research, but we make our own teething paste here, and it is the jam. Wish I'd known about it with kid number 1. So I have a recipe. It is just 1 or 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. Drop in some clove vitality. Clove is a numbing agent, so for the pain, it helps numb that. Copaiba Vitality, which is for inflammation when those little cheeks are puffy and their little gums are having a hard time. And then any citrus vitality. I use orange, but really you're just using something for flavoring. And so I'll do 1 to 2 drops of each of those depending on your baby's age. And then I'll take their passy and I'll like rub some on their passy, put it in their mouth, put it on my finger. But most of the time, once they realize what's going on, they don't want your finger in their mouth. I'll rub it on their cheeks or their jawline where they could be having pain. I'll also use just straight Copaiba on the outsides or on a finger and rub it inside to help with teething. I found it to be so beneficial. Another perk is that all 3 of those oils, clove, orange, and Copaiba, are great for immune support, which if anyone has ever had a teething baby, you know, a lot of times one of the downfalls is like a runny nose or, you know, diaper rash, you know, things that kind of come with all these bodily changes that are happening. So it's great to have that support as well. So, okay, so that's all I was going to talk about. I just was going to look at these oils that are part of the Kids Scents line, but also can be used for babies. These are pre-diluted, and I love all of them. And they have a quick little purpose for each. I'm just going to run through those so that you're aware of what they have. I put a roller tap on the top of all of mine so that they're easy to just roll right on the kiddos. And when it comes to like really tiny babies, like 6 months and under, I will dilute it even more. But again, it's whatever you feel most comfortable with. As you use oils, you'll find that there's always going to be a recommendation. It's always good to go on the safer side and dilute more. 1 drop does a whole lot. And so it's always great to do it on the safe side. You can always test it out on a small patch of area of like on their arm or maybe like the bottom of their foot where it's least sensitive. Are great places to try out an oil for the first time, but always go above and beyond for diluting. There's no harm in that because a little oil goes a long way. But as they get older, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. So when it comes to these, if you're using them on babies, dilute a little extra. Sometimes I'll roll some in my hand and then squirt some like coconut oil or rub some lotion in with it and use it for that. Sniffle Ease. Most of these are self-explanatory. Sniffles, nose congestion, things of the nose sniffling support system. Great for that. We have tummy jize. Obviously, great for the tummy. Any kind of support in that area. My 3rd baby, I kept like accidentally eating black beans and forgetting it, that it did not benefit them very well. So I would eat that like from Chipotle or something, put some tummy jazz on them, and it worked like a charm. It was really beneficial in helping with the gas and things like that. So tummy jazz, excellent support. Sleepy Eyes smells amazing. It's for sleepiness support. It's got bergamot, sacred frankincense, valerian, rue, lavender, geranium, Roman chamomile, tangerine, all things that are delicious and relaxing and supporting of sleep. So sometimes I'll even put some of that on my hand and rub it on my kiddo's head or wipe their bedding with it or their pillows. Doesn't even have to go directly on them, but I'll put like a dab on their passy, and so that as they're sucking on their passy, they're smelling it in that way. I have a second bottle of most all of these too. So these are the roller bottles, like I said, that I just put straight on, but I also have ones that are just the regular drop top like that, so that I can put these in the diffuser as well. So they're really beneficial for that. So Sleepy Eyes, Owie, we use this one a whole lot. My kiddos know which one to go and get when they have a boo-boo or a cut or something like that. I'll also put it on the inside of a Band-Aid and put it on their hurts so that it's helping with that healing process as well. Owie for all the owies in life, pre-diluted, ready to go. Excellent one to have a roller top on. Genius. We keep this one in our homeschool room or the sunroom out here where we do school. So it helps with focus, helps keep them in the moment, in the zone. We roll it on pretty often, and it's got some really fantastic oils in it as well that are really great for focus and kind of just like calming. A lot of people that need support from like certain I can't say it FDA approved wise. A lot of people find support with it if their kid is a little more active. So I'll just say it that way, but it's got some excellent oils in it. I was going to say sacred frankincense. Okay, here we go. Where is it? Sacred frankincense, black spruce, rose, cistus, just some really, really yummy ones. Vetiver, Northern Lights black spruce. It smells amazing. It's not It's not feminine at all. It's very woodsy, gender neutral, good one for if you're homeschooling or if you need personal focus. I've used this one as well. You're working, you need to get some stuff done. Genius is great for that. And then this one, Kid Power, they just came out with this last summer. They call it Kid Courage in a bottle. It has the vanilla in it, which is brand new this last year as well. This one is vanilla and orange. It legit smells like a dreamsicle, which I'm not normally a vanilla fan. This I love. But Kid Power, excellent. I made little rollers for each of my kids that is a little more diluted with it. And it's great for just like helping them feel courageous and supported. And we'll use scripture verses with them a lot of times to go over them as well. But so this is the whole kids line. And they have a starter kit that's all the kids' oils with a Feather the Owl diffuser. But each of these individually you can purchase as well. The seedlings line, they have a whole set of all of them as well. I told you which ones I love to DIY myself though, and which ones I'm obsessed with and use personally. So that's what we use for babies. Those are things that I wish I'd known beforehand. I'd let you know the different ingredients that would be helpful for you to try to omit or check on your bottles and then ditch as you use them. So if there's anything else that I can help you guys with or answer for you, these are tools and things that I wish that I had known 7 years ago, or things that I wish that I had prepared for and I didn't, and now I do. So now I'm making the changes and I'm sharing it with others as I'm able. So I hope you guys found it beneficial as well, and I'm happy to help with anything that you might need help with as you're working on helping your babies. So have a great Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday.